This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news: construction on the new bridge on the Grand Bahama Highway is entering an important stage of development. This multi-million-dollar roadway is expected to fuel growth in the economy in East Grand Bahama. This weekend, the Minister for Grand Bahama was able to get a view of this massive project. Natalie Martinborough reports.
Work on the new bridge on the Grand Bahama Highway is coming to an end. The final component of the $4 million superstructure is now in place. With great precision, 2 mega cranes erected the final girders on Saturday. ABC Construction, along with its Bahamian crew, is responsible for constructing the superstructure. Contractor Wolfgang Geiger says while they are a bit behind schedule, the work is winding down and the bridge should be ready within a matter of weeks.
The next phase will be the bridge deck and the guardrails on the bridge. This will be done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I personally believe if my subcontractor is performing as well as we, end of October we can drive across the waterway, and then it's just landscaping and some minor work left on this project.
Work was carried out in 2 phases. First, work crews had to carry on additional work through the seawall before erecting the bridge. Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Davel, was able to view the superstructure now taking shape. The bridge that stretches over the Grand Lucayan waterway will connect Freeport to East Grand Bahama and will provide an alternate to the busy Casuarina Bridge.
By connecting the Grand Bahama Highway direct to East Grand Bahama is definitely a very important project, because as you look to my left and you see all of this land for real estate development that exists, by connecting east to west from this bridge, we have the capability now to leave from the city of Freeport and arrive to the College of the Bahamas in less than 11 minutes. That's major progress, and I'm convinced that once this bridge is completed, we should see an economic boom and land purchase to our left in the Lucayan subdivision, which is completely canal front, bulkheaded, ready to go for investment.
War Construction is carrying out the road work and was responsible for elevating the road by some 18 feet. The bridge is some 40 feet over the Grand Lucayan waterway with a clearance of some 35 feet for boaters.
The bridge is about 30 feet high, which would allow major boat traffic that can coming from the northern part of the island right across the Grand Bahama Highway to the southern part of the island, which splits the island in half. And so with the completion of this bridge, we also made sure that we can have the proper boat traffic from from north to south. I understand there will be a lookout point on the bridge where when tourists are crossing the bridge, they can pull to the side and they can stand out and look and see the beautiful Grand Lucayan Highway. It's a good marketing tool for our real estate developers to get a good panoramic view of all of this property, to really begin to show people the beauty of building a residential home here on the Grand Bahama Highway, or Grand Bahama Waterway, sorry.
The bridge is expected to be named in honor of former chairman of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Sir Jack Haywood, who passed away in January of this year. Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
In other news, members of the Hawksbill Creek Review Committee were in the Supreme Court here in Freeport on Friday to hear arguments set forth by the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the licensees of the GBPA dealing with obtaining copies of the McKinsey report. During the proceedings, Justice Petra Hannah Weeks gave a ruling permitting members of the committee to continue with their consultations. The injunction was quashed, and the parties will return to court on October 5th. Now, the government appointed the committee to meet and negotiate with representatives of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, investors, relevant public, private sector, and community interests, so as to recommend to the government arrangements for securing both an economic package to promote more robust, sustained growth and a fiscal package that enhances Grand Bahama's contribution to the government's revenue base. In other news, leaders in the education and public and private sectors meeting to chart the way forward for the new academic year on Grand Bahama. Educators say they plan to redouble efforts to ensure academic excellence. Ricardo Lightbourne reports.
The Grand Bahama Principals and Vice Principals Association held its first meeting to chart the 2015-2016 academic year with the public and private schools. The intent is to be more visible with student symposium planned for October 19th. The college fair is planned for November 15th and January 21st, 2016, the possibility of an administrator symposium. President Jacqueline Pinder stressed the importance of getting education process off to a positive manner and the school's cohesiveness.
We want to say to the powers that be that our job is about educating the children. And in order for us to do a great job, the job that we are called to do, we need no hindrances. We need the educational process to start off right. Therefore, we are encouraging all the powers that be to have, in a timely manner, all staff in place, all structural damages and everything, all the resources needed in order for us to have a successful year.
A great concern is the tardiness of students, and some students simply not going to school for various reasons. Children are mandated to attend school, and it's an island-wide situation.
Children, some of them do not see yet the need for a good education. Sometimes they see the need when it's too late. It's like they've gone asleep. Parents are also dealing with challenges that unless they come to the schools and let us know what is happening, we won't be able to assist. I believe it's the sincere desire of every single administrator to have all children present in school every day.
The Principals and Vice Principals Association have high expectations for all institutions and the well-being of students as the driving force for academic excellence.
It starts, all of us are responsible for excellence in this country. It starts from preschool straight through now until high school. So we all have a part to play in ensuring that all students, more students, succeed.
Ricardo Lightbourne, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, a church in the Southern District is celebrating a major milestone. A special service was held yesterday to commemorate this achievement. Sabrina Brown has that story.
The St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church in Hunters is celebrating 75 years of ministry and service to the Grand Bahama community. The big observance came as Pope Francis was completing a 10-day apostolic journey to Cuba and the United States. Archbishop Patrick Pinder reflects on this special time for the Catholic Church.
And as we observe him, we see the way in which he seeks to reach out to so many whom we refer to as the marginalized, those on the margins of the church and society. We note today, for example, he visited a prison, the first time a pope was ever done so in the United States. Clearly, his efforts are teaching us something. It's teaching us what it means to be shepherd, to be pastor. More than that, though, it's teaching us what it means to be Christian.
The Catholic Church is also preparing to enter the Holy Year of Mercy in December. Archbishop Pinder noting the significance of the year ahead.
As you may have heard, the Holy Father has granted that the reserved sin of abortion, normally reserved for the bishop, during this year of mercy will be granted to all priest confessors. In addition to that, at the beginning of this holy year, the procedures for the granting of decrees of nullity, annulments, will be very much simplified in an attempt to be more pastorally sensitive. Among the objectives of this year of mercy is a call for each of us to think deeply about the corporal and spiritual works of mercy.
The head of the Catholic Church says we must get back to basics in order to address the social ills facing the country. He says the crucifix serves to remind us that no true lasting achievement is possible without genuine effort.
There is no shortcut to genuine achievement in this life. That, my friends, is why habitual gambling, for example, is not a virtue, it's a vice. All true, genuine, worthwhile, and enduring accomplishments in this life require effort, commitment, even sacrifice.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Road Safety Committee coming together recently to honor their former president as he moves off the scene and begins a new chapter of his life. Joan Davis Roll has this story.
The accolades came pouring in, as well as a tribute in song for a career civil servant who once served as Grand Bahama's second highest official within the ranks of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and more recently, Deputy Controller of the Road Traffic Department here on Grand Bahama and Chairman of the Grand Bahama Road Safety Committee. During a retirement ceremony held recently at the Administrator's office in the National Insurance Board building, Basil Ramming was hailed as an exemplary leader and a consummate professional by persons from across sector of the community.
The Department of Local Government very, very, very much appreciates all that you have done, not only in your capacity on this particular committee or in road traffic, but also for all the assistance you've given to us in our various offices.
My thanks to him on behalf of the family of Farmer Kim, and continued success in all that you do. Have a wonderful retirement, enjoy yourself, go fishing, sit on the rocks, whatever it takes.
The community needs to know how much they do and what they do in making a difference in every one of our lives, because just as we're sitting here now, who is to say that you would not need a brother's keeper to help you along your way?
Working with Mr. Ramming over the years has been a great experience, I would say. We've got a lot accomplished. We still have a lot to do, and I want to thank him again for something that he helped me with recently, and hopefully I get an opportunity to sit with the community, with the committee in their first meeting and disclose some of the plans we have going forward for 2016.
On behalf of the Grand Bahama Disaster Consultative Committee, I would like to thank you for your years of service to us.
Very respected, highly respected gentleman who leads by example. So I want to wish you all the best, and I'm sure the Lord wills you're going to enjoy this retirement.
Mr. Ramming, on behalf of the road traffic staff, who love you dearly, I want to say a heartfelt thank you, and may God continue to bless you in these your times of retirement.
Then it was time to hear from the man of the hour as he ended one season of his life and began another.
As I make my exit, Mr. Ferguson makes his entrance. Again, I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. And Mr. Ferguson, although like he said, we had a lot of crossing of the swords, because while I'm well spoken and I'm quiet and I'm all those things that you all have said about me, I'm also a very firm person. And once I set an objective, I'm kind of determined, like to see it carried out.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
And my heart burdened be, and I am still.
And now it's time to ask the doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Today I will discuss hypertension. For most adults, we never determine the cause of high blood pressure. This type of high blood pressure, called essential or primary hypertension, tends to develop gradually over many years. Some people have high blood pressure caused by an underlying condition. This type is called secondary hypertension and tends to appear suddenly and cause even higher blood pressures. Various conditions and medications that can lead to secondary hypertension include kidney or thyroid problems, adrenal gland tumors, certain over-the-counter medications such as decongestants and pain relievers, alcohol abuse or chronic alcohol use, or obstructive sleep apnea. Most people with hypertension have no signs or symptoms even if the blood pressure readings are dangerously high. This is why it's called the silent killer. Anytime you visit a doctor, your blood pressure will be checked. If you've been told that it is high, your doctor will instruct you to check it more frequently and may even tell you to purchase your own blood pressure monitor so that you can perform checks at home. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Sabrina Brown has a check on sports when we come back.
Good evening and welcome to Sports, everybody. I'm Sabrina Brown. The Grand Bahama Volleyball Association working to keep the sport of volleyball alive and well on the island. The association recently held an award ceremony for the 2014 season to kick off the 2015 games. Megan Shepard reports.
The Grand Bahama Volleyball Season 2015 officially opening Friday evening at the St. George's Gymnasium. President of the association, Ariel Knoll, says that last season was surprisingly good.
The 5 teams was competitive. You know, it was a season where anyone could have lost on a particular night, except for GB Shipyard. GB Shipyard was a tough force to reckon with. The ladies' side, they had about 3 good teams. One of the teams that our ladies was able to overcome for the championship, it really was a surprise to me. I had plenty of prayers on the sideline.
Guest speaker Pastor Alpheus Woodside sharing words of encouragement with the teams as they go into the new season.
I always try to tell them, whatever you do, make sure you put God first, A, and B, make sure that you try to see if you can help people.
Knowles also notes that he's expecting more growth this season and a new rule change has been added.
We hope that we can add 1 or 2 more teams. I think the new addition to this season would be the police. And one of the rule changes, you was allowed to touch the net. That now is no longer.
In the ladies division, Youth in Action came in 3rd, followed by the Pleasant All-Stars in 2nd. The championship and pennant awards in the ladies division went to the Nesbitt Rentals Angels. In the men's division, BWA Young Gunners coming in 3rd, GT Defenders placing 2nd, and the championship and pennant awards went to the GB Shipyard Sharks. And in the co-ed division, 3rd place went to the BMES Warriors, in 2nd, B-Bay Stars, and for the championship and pennant awards in the co-ed division, Baker Boys. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Megan Shepard.
Thanks, Megan. The Abaco Softball Association playoff action from the weekend. The Lady Legends defeated Major Payne 16-6 to win the ladies series with a sweep. Rhonda Saunders posted a 3-for-4 and 7 RBI game for the Legends. Bola Kelly struck out 8 for the win and the loss to Cecily Parker. The Lady Legends will face the Abaco Grove Street Diamond Dolls for the title. The A&G Turf Bulldogs swept the Nagio Sluggers with a 12-0 win in Game 4. Andrew Leakey Albury was 3 for 3 at the plate and 6 RBIs. Tyler Josie Wells Russell struck out 11. The loss to Shaq Adderley. The Latima Destroyers over the Simple Solution Sharks 17-6 to stay alive in the series. Leslie Cornish Jr. was 3 for 4 and netted a grand slam for 8 RBIs. Oscar DeGo-Roll struck out 10 for the win. The loss to Shavano Culmer. And that's your sports tonight.